Hi, I wanted to come on and do a video in relationship to weight loss surgery. This is actually the third time I'm doing this video because there's so much I want to say that I don't know how to put it into a video correctly. So what I did this time was I took some notes down so I could kind of get myself in line, in order, and make sense when I talk. So the first thing I'm going to do is address people that had weight loss surgery saying they don't recommend it or they don't think that it's a good idea. I would never say that. First of all, from my perspective, it's the best thing I ever did for myself. It saved my life. The people that I hear and see saying that are people who don't want to comply with the program. Before you even consider getting weight loss surgery, you need to realize that you're going to have to completely change your way of life. The way you eat and everything you've ever known about food. Everything you've ever known about nutrition, if you've known anything at all. You completely have to change all of that and in turn change your lifestyle in order to be successful at weight loss surgery. I did 2 years of research before I even went to that first appointment because I wanted to know what I was up against and could I even do it. There's so many things, like your life changes so much. I want to give you a couple that have to be every day. Low carb, no sugar, no pasta, no junk, no bread, no rice, no fried food, no potatoes, no smoking. And you really shouldn't drink if you want to know the truth. I know people do, but I wouldn't. I don't. And you have to make sure you get your protein, and your supplements are absolutely critical. So you're going to lose a lot of things that you love, and you're suddenly going to have to take supplements for the rest of your life, and you're going to have to make sure you get your protein in. Because if you don't, you're going to hurt yourself in the end. It is absolutely crucial because of the malabsorption after the surgery, which is how the surgery works. You don't absorb everything, therefore you lose weight. And also, of course, the size of your stomach, whether it be by sleeve or bypass, your stomach is drastically smaller and can only hold so much. You also have to make sure you get regular blood work, and even if your surgeon isn't a surgeon that has you come in every so often, you need to be your own advocate, and you need to get your butt in there every so often. I was actually released from my surgeon's office a year ago maybe, and I called and made an appointment, went for blood work today, and I go see him Friday. And I also go to my regular family doctor, and I make sure I get blood work done on the regular. I don't want to be these people that find out they needed something they didn't have and it's too late when they figure it out. I feel that if you're ahead of the game and you do what you're supposed to do, you cannot and will not hurt yourself. I'm not saying there's not complications. I understand that there could be and there are, and I feel terrible for those that had to go through that. But you have an obligation too with this surgery. You have things that you have to do to make sure that you stay healthy and you're on track and you do what you're supposed to do. You have to get in, you're supposed to get in at least 64 ounces of water. Now, I'm going to be honest. I cannot drink water. Here it is. This water I've had since yesterday morning. And whether it be cold or warm, I drink a little sip, like a baby sip, like after surgery when you're little tiny sips. And I'll be quite honest with you, it hurts my stomach, sometimes to the point where it cramps. I don't know what it is with plain water. My stomach does not like it to this day, and I'll be 4 years out in October. And it is critical that you get your water. Now, I do drink, like in my cup here, I have Gold Peak Diet Tea, and I drink coffee with heavy whipping cream and sugar-free syrups. I drink hot tea, obviously, with stevia in it. And I drink Powerade Zero and those bays. That's pretty well all I drink. And when I can get watered down, I usually use root beer A&W packet, which tastes just like root beer to me, minus the carbonation. And I don't think I put that there, but carbonation is also something you shouldn't have. You're not supposed to have after surgery. And yes, I know they say no straws, but for me, if I don't have a straw, sometimes it's harder to get it down, and I don't get air in my stomach. I'm good. But that's their reasoning for that, as far as I know. And my surgeon said there was no problem with it. As long as I don't have a problem, he didn't have a problem. So one thing I want to advise everybody, don't even listen to me. Honestly, don't. I'm me, you're you. The other people that are saying things that, oh, I got it and I wouldn't recommend it to you, nobody has that right. You have to do your own research, and you have to be your own advocate and get out there and find out as much as you can. Find out about the pre-op things. You have to meet certain requirements to even get the surgery. I had to do pulmonary, which is your lungs. They had to check all that. They had to check my heart. I had to see a cardiologist, and of course a psychiatrist. And personally, I think more people should have to see a psychiatrist. And I didn't have to attend meetings, but I know a lot do, but I didn't have to. I did maybe about, I was just right before I got my paniculectomy, so I had to be 18 months out, because my insurance won't cover it till 18 months out of surgery. So it was right before my paniculectomy, excuse me. I had my husband and I went to a meeting that my surgeon's office had. First and only one, because I kind of, not to toot my own horn, but they left me do some talking because I knew what I was saying and stuff. And it really wasn't helping me with anything I didn't already know. I did meet a great friend out of it, and I'm grateful for that. But other than that, I don't know. It just, they should make you do it, though. They really should. And maybe I should have kept going, but I didn't, because I felt like, and not that I know everything, I would never think that. But sometimes they help and sometimes they don't. And surgeons' offices are different. I think my surgical office and my surgical team needs to focus more on educating patients, which honestly they didn't. They put me through the rigmarole of the pre-op requirements, and then the second to the last visit, the one right before I actually met the surgeon, they gave me my book, which would be my Bible, as they called it, after surgery, and they went through that quick. My normal appointments were 15 minutes. That appointment might have been 30 minutes. And the appointment where they talked to my husband and answered any questions with the surgeon, that one probably was only a half hour. We're talking about a life-changing surgery here. Now, I don't know how other facilities do it or not, but that's one thing I wish I would have checked into better. Was how my surgical office ran things. And the reason I chose the one I did, they did have good reviews. They were a center of excellence, and they were close. So I figured, well, it's a win-win-win, and the hospital was close. So it's like 12, 15 minutes away. And that's why I chose the center I went to. But if I had it to do all over again, I might have researched better and went to a different facility. And I think that the aftercare is so much more important than people realize, and my surgeon's office dropped the ball big time on that. So you got to do your research, and research better than I did in that aspect. But you got to know, you want to know what you're getting into, your pre-op requirements, what happens post-op, how you're going to have to eat, how much you're going to have to eat. You want to know, like, loose skin, what happens after you reach goal weight, what happens if you gain weight back, do they help you out, how does it all work? You want to know all that. Please don't go into something like this blindly. And again, please don't not get it because someone else says, oh, I wish I wouldn't have got it. Well, my first question is to those people, why do you wish you wouldn't have got it? Well, I didn't lose the weight like I thought I would. Okay, did you comply? Did you do everything you were supposed to do? I have said from day one of realizing this is a lifestyle change after surgery. You know, you talk about it and you change a few things pre-op, but then post-op comes along and you're like, okay, it's real. This is reality. This is my life. And my famous saying that I've started saying probably 3 to 6 months out of surgery is anybody can have weight loss surgery. It's what you do afterward that matters, and that's a fact. You know, I'll give you an example. I quit smoking April of 2013. I got my bypass October 2014. And the reason I quit smoking, and you're talking, I was a heavy smoker, up to 3 packs a day, sometimes lighting one off the other. Cigarettes were my crutch, okay? The reason I quit smoking was because I had been in a bunch of Facebook groups, and they were all saying, a lot, not all, a lot were saying that they were even on the gurney getting ready to go into the OR, and they nicotine tested them, and if they were positive, they sent them right out and said, come back in 3 months. So I just went ahead and I quit smoking because I figured that would be something I'd have to do. Now, it only took me 6 months to go through the process. So April of 2013, I think my first appointment was May. I'm pretty sure it was May. March or May. But I did quit. It had to be May because I remember smoking a cigarette the day I went to my first appointment. I remember when he asked me if I smoked, I said, yeah, I just smoked one. He said, yeah, I could smell it. And I'm like, well, then why did you ask me? He said, well, because I can't just say I smell your cigarettes. So I do remember I was smoking the day of my first appointment. So it had to be March that my appointment was. And then I had quit smoking in May. So I had quit thinking I had to quit. So day of my surgery, I'm laying on the table. I'm waiting to go back. Look up at my surgeon and I say, you gonna nicotine test me, or, you know, do you just trust me? He's like, what are you talking about? I said, well, don't you have to test me for nicotine? I had to quit smoking. He said, our office doesn't require that, and your insurance didn't require it either. I said, seriously? He said, yeah, you didn't need to quit smoking, did you? And I'm like, yeah, like April of 2013 already. He's like, oh my God, that is phenomenal. And I honestly have not, swear to the good Lord, even considered touching a cigarette since then. I mean, I made that healthy change, and I just couldn't see being so silly and going back to something that was harmful to my health. Hence, why would you go through everything you have to go through to get gastric bypass or vertical sleeve or duodenal switch, or I forget what the other one is, to then turn around after all that and then eat the trash that put you in the position you needed the surgery for in the first place? To me, that's not right. That's just, be prepared before you do this. With your whole heart, your whole soul, and every fiber of your being, know that this is a complete lifestyle change and there's no going back. And if you go back, you're going to regret every second of it, and you're going to gain the weight, and you're going to be unhealthy again, and it's not a good thing. It really, truly isn't. My best advice is exactly that. Know exactly what you're getting into before you even consider setting a surgery date, if you're even lucky enough to get approved to go through the surgery. You know, there's so much more I could say, but I'm going to end it here because we're 13 minutes in, a little over 13 minutes. And I'm going to say, if you want me to do a video on all the supplements I take, do a video on substitutions for bad food, I mean, you don't have to give up what you think you have to give up after weight loss surgery. I swear to you, you don't. You have to give up the bad, but there's other things you can do. I have lost and kept off over 100 pounds for almost 4 years, and my surgeon has called me a success. I am the reason the surgery was designed, to lose and maintain a weight loss, and I haven't had a gain since I had surgery. I never reached my goal weight either. That's another issue, but I have never had a gain. I can also do a video on my surgeon follow-up on Friday. I won't do it Friday probably because I have a lot going on whenever I get home, but I can and will do a follow-up on why I went to my surgeon, why I called him, what I wanted to achieve with that visit. And also, I started keto roughly a month and a half ago, and I could talk about some keto foods that I use regularly, that I eat regularly, and how it's helping me as for being a gastric bypass patient now doing keto 4 years out. Any and all questions you have, I'm not a medical professional in any fashion, nor do I have a nutrition or dietitian degree. But what I am is a real person who struggled with weight her almost entire life and had to do something because I had serious comorbidities and I had serious issues that needed addressed, and I had to turn my life around or I was on a path to where I didn't want to go. And it's a hard road, and I can tell you that had I not had gastric bypass, I don't know where I'd be right now. So please, 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 please do not listen to anybody. Listen to yourself. Do your own research. Do your own questions to your surgeon, to your surgical team, to your dietitian, to your nutritionist, whoever you have to see throughout the process. I mean, and just because you go for an appointment, I went to a surgical office in 2012, went in, talked a little bit about the surgery, left and never went back to a different one till 2014. So you're not obligated to do anything just because you go for a consultation. Do your homework, do your research. The internet is a plethora of information. And yes, you have to be careful what advice you take off the internet, but there's so much information out there to be had. And again, I would love to answer any questions. I could tell you anything that I've experienced, people I know have experienced. I'm here. Please, by all means, I can answer in the comments. I could do a video follow-up for questions any way you like. But I'm going to stop this video here because now I'm 17 minutes and 15 seconds into it. And I want to thank you all for stopping in and seeing my video. I hope you took something out of this video. And again, just listen to yourself and do your own research. That was the main purpose of this video. I hope you all come back and like and subscribe. And please leave a comment. And I hope to get to know you and talk to you soon. Thank you so much.